This video is sponsored by our friends at Nolah. So with the recent release of new iPhones, there are a lot of videos on YouTube telling you the first 25 things you must do to set up your new iPhone. But I've come to the conclusion over the years that you really don't have to do anything to get started other than turn your phone on and make sure you have cell service. If you do that, you can use your phone. But also over the years, I've watched as the iPhone has become more capable of doing many things. And with that comes complexity. Hi, my name is Rich and I make easy to follow videos on how to use your iPhone and iPad, without going nuts. Today's video is all about setting up your new iPhone. But not just that. It's really about setting up any recent iPhone. It doesn't have to be the newest one on the market, at least for most of these tips. But your iPhone does need to be running at least iOS 26. Let me say that what I'm going to show you is just the way I use my iPhone. You should always set your iPhone up the way that makes the most sense to you. I have quite a few apps on my phone, but it's still mostly a communication device and a camera to me. So with those two things in mind, in today's video, I'll cover 4 simple setup tips that will make using your iPhone way more of a pleasure than a pain. I'll show you how to silence and filter unknown callers. Man, this is huge. How to screen and filter text messages. I get so many junk text messages. This is a great tip. How to set up your camera control button. There's a few little things we can tweak on that. And then, of course, how to clean up your home screen. Okay, let's get started. Okay, the first tip is just how to silence unknown callers. I have 2 phones here. This is the iPhone 17, just the base iPhone 17. This is the iPhone 17 Pro. I actually have cell service on the Pro. I'm going to do the setup on the base iPhone 17 and I'll show you the results on the Pro. So I get a lot of spam calls that just drive me nuts. I don't know who they are and I'm constantly picking up my phone and I wish I never had that happen. So here's a way to do that. If you go into Settings, and you go to all the way down to Apps, and then you go to Phone right here, and then you scroll down, you can screen unknown callers. So you can never screen unknown callers, so all the callers come through. You can ask a reason for calling. So your phone will actually say, why are you calling? Not you, but your phone will ask that and then they can answer and then you can decide whether to take the call or not. Or you can just silence calls from unsaved numbers. And that's what I do. So unsaved numbers are numbers that are not in your contacts list. Now, a lot of people think, well, gosh, what if an important call came in from somebody that I didn't have in my contact list? They can still leave a message and it can still go there and you can filter those calls and check them out anytime you want. So it's not like they can't get a hold of you. So when I weigh in the balance, silencing spam calls with maybe the risk of missing an important call, it just, at least for me, weighs out to where I'd rather silence unknown callers. So I've silenced them there. And then you can also turn on unknown callers. You can filter them out. So missed calls and voicemails from unknown numbers will be silenced and moved to the unknown callers list. And this is filtering. So I'm going to turn that on. So I'm going to both silence and filter unknown callers. So to show you what that looks like, if you go over on your phone app, here is some recent calls. But I've got a little icon up here that's a filter icon. If I tap on that, now I can look for missed calls, calls that came in that were not a part of my list that maybe I missed. I didn't miss any. I can also check unknown callers, and I have no unknown callers there. And then I can go to spam, and I have no spam callers there either. So I can go back to calls, and here's all of my calls, but you can check them this way. So it's not like you're missing anything, but they're there if you need them, and you can check them out. But basically, it puts them in there, and you don't have to worry about it again. For me, this is the way I'm going to set up my iPhone. I'm tired of the calls. Now is a good time to tell you about today's sponsor, Nolah. Nolah is an award-winning mattress brand known for its cooling technology, exceptional pressure relief, and long-lasting durability, and it's conveniently shipped to your door for free. Nolah sponsored a previous video a few months back, so I've had time to really test this mattress out. And much like my first impression, this is a fantastic mattress. In fact, it's the best I've ever owned. It came in a box which made it much easier to get to our bedroom on the second floor of our house. Besides providing a great night's sleep, the big takeaway for me was how good I felt in the morning. No more sore shoulders, back, or knees. I honestly thought all those aches were from age. I had no idea I needed a new mattress. We chose the Nolah Evolution Firm model in queen size, and it's been great. All Nolah mattresses are made to order at their facility in Arizona. They do their own coiling, foam pouring, foam cutting, lamination, and sewing in-house, ensuring quality at every step. And honestly, that means a lot when you know you'll be spending your nights on this mattress for years to come. I've already recommended this very mattress to friends and family members, and I'm more than happy to recommend it to you. If it makes you nervous to buy something that you haven't tried, Nolah has a 120-night sleep trial, so you get more than 3 months to make sure that you love it. Nolah mattresses have a limited lifetime warranty, and they even offer financing options and flexible payment plans. So here's the real deal. I sleep better, cooler, and more comfortable. I wake up rested and ready to tackle the day. I love my Nolah mattress, and I think you will too. If you're looking to upgrade your sleep, head to NolahMattress.com and use code RichBolin to get an extra $50 off your Nolah mattress. This is an additional discount on top of what's being offered on site, so check them out while you can. Thanks to our friends at Nolah for their support of this channel. Now back to the video. Okay, next up is just screening text messages. So much like phone calls that you don't want to get, sometimes I get text messages that I don't want to get. I have various companies that send me text messages, and I have no idea how they got my number to send me a text message, but it's just spam, and I'm tired of seeing it. So here's how you do that. If you go to Settings, and once again you scroll down and you go to Apps, and then you scroll down until you get to Messages, and you tap on that. Now you can go down and you can screen unknown senders. So that means you're screening them out. So you're hiding notifications and you're moving messages to an unknown senders list. So again, if they're not in your contacts list, they're going to go over to an unknown senders list. And then you can turn on the filter, so you can filter spam too. So if you turn that on, now you've moved all of those things that you don't want to see into their own little spot. You can check them out if you need to, but they're not going to show up and fill up your messages inbox. So what that looks like, if we go over to messages here, you can see I have no messages. But if I go to my filters and I go to promotions, well, here's somebody that sent me a promotion that's not on my list. Every day I get multiple text messages from this company, and I don't know who they are, and I can't block them. So if I go to my spam, here's a couple of spams that came in that have been filtered out too. And both of these, one's a Snapchat. I don't even have Snapchat. That's an app you can put on your phone. I don't even know why that's there. And this company that's called Bravest, they send multiple text messages to me every single day. And I've tried to block them. I've done everything. I can't do it. But now I can at least filter them out. So that's worth it. But you can go to unknown senders. Here's, I don't even know who that is. That came in since I planned this video. I don't want to see them. You can look at transactions. If you've got orders or reminders or financial transactions that come in, they'll show up. So filtering is just a great way to keep track of stuff and to get rid of stuff that you don't want to look at. Of course, you can always just leave it on messages, and then the messages that come in are there. That is just a handy little feature. So on the iPhone 17, just the base model, you can see you've got a camera control button right there, like that. And if you click on it, I've got it to open up the camera. So I can just click on it and take a picture. I don't have to swipe up and get to the app and all of that kind of thing. But you can do other things with that camera control button too. So how you set that up is you go into settings and you go to camera. And now here's all different kinds of things you can do with your camera. I'm not going to get into that because it's kind of complicated and it's not really what I want to do in this video. But the camera control button right up here, when you're launching the camera, if you tap on that, now you can do different things with that button. You can turn it into a code scanner. You can set it to do nothing so that you don't even use the camera control button. But here's a handy one. You can also set it to magnifier. So if you're not a big photo taker, but you do like to use the magnifier, if you set it on that, now I get a magnifier and I can zoom in, zoom out, stuff like that. You can see that I can do that instead of the camera. And maybe that's what you want for that button. You can use it that way too. I actually like to use it for the camera. But the thing here is that you can set that camera control button up to do a couple of different things to make it really easy to use the camera when you need it. Okay, the last thing I want to talk to you about is just cleaning up your home screen. This just doesn't work for me. If it works for you, that's fine. You can keep as many apps as you want on your home screen. Again, like I said at the beginning of the video, the iPhone for me is a communication device and a camera. That's pretty much it for me. So I have my phone, messages, email, and I like to keep photos down here as well. So all the communication stuff is down in the dock. And then if I want to get to apps, I can just swipe over to the app library and get to the app from here. If I can't find it in here, you can always just swipe down and get them in alphabetical order and then kind of go through it this way. But for the most part, I just keep a clean home screen, maybe with a widget with the date. I also have the time on there, that kind of thing. But to do that, you have to move all of these apps off the screen. And it only takes a second to do that. So let me show you how. If you take and you press till everything is sort of jiggling like that, you can then just kind of grab one of these and move it, and then you can begin tapping like that, and all of these apps will go underneath your finger at one time. And then you can, instead of trying to slide your finger over to get to the app library, you can just swipe like this until you get there. And now you just drag them, and you can put them in any square. It doesn't matter. I'll put them up here at the top and let go. And now when I go back to the home screen, they're all gone. Likewise, if I don't want these widgets, I can just tap and remove and tap and remove. And now you have a perfectly clean home screen, and you can put your most important apps in the dock. You haven't deleted any of the apps. They're not gone. They're still over here. They're in the app library, which is what this is called. And again, if you can't find what you're looking for here, you can search for it up here. Say if you want notes, you can just type in a couple of letters and you get notes. But you can also just swipe down and it turns it into a list, all in alphabetical order, and you can swipe to where you need to go. But by doing this, you've now simplified your iPhone a lot. You've set it up to where you've got communication, camera information, and a clean home screen. So I think this is a great way to get started with your iPhone setup, but I know there's many other ways to do this, and I'd like to hear how you set up your iPhone. Please let me know in the comments below. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks to our friends at Nolah for partnering with our channel, and thanks to you for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.